Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next session of From Nothing, Lorna's story. We are going to pick up right where we left off. You have just had a sending conversation with Remus Megere, aka Lord Balin Cross, your father, somehow, supposedly, maybe, in a way. Um, and it
Uh-huh.
is early in the night as you're laying in your bedroll, and everybody is kind of settling down to take a long rest at this campsite. Nore's bubble is up.
Mhm.
What do you do?
She's gonna turn this inward first and foremost before she brings it to the attention of the group, and she's going to say, Lily, are you there?
I am here, as always.
You didn't hear that sending I just received, did you? I can't remember how that works.
I did not know.
So, I mean, I'm having a bit of a crisis. It,
Hmm.
it was from Remus. Well, I sent a message to him first, so that's on me, but he sent me back something and I'm not sure what to make of it. He already seems to have known that we're different people.
He knows.
He implied that he seems to have known that for a while. Like it was silly for me to think that he might be confused that you know,
The man that I knew before all of this happened did not practice much of the arcane. He had a summary knowledge of what he needed to. He had advisors in alchemy, but the concept that he would grasp metaphysical soul connections is not one I would expect.
so maybe it was a coincidence or back when I first bonded with Requiem, he told me that he could see both of us when he looked at me.
Requiem can.
Hmm. And that's probably something to do with his unique connection to undeath
He is a
and
Kierkegaard.
souls.
He is an undead, so it is likely all undeath can detect life.
Hmm.
They can see
So,
it. So
do you think maybe somehow he was made aware before even we were made aware that you were a part of me but were different?
I suppose it is possible.
Because that changes things. And I'm not sure how I feel about the implications of that. Because I left home under a certain impression. And if
Be
that wasn't
Please
true,
be very specific as to what you
he
are
said
thinking and what he
he
said.
said at the end of his message that he knew we were different, that you were with me, and that we could forge you.
Forge me.
Hmm. Like Modi. Like that was his plan all along, which is why he got so into forge mines, which is why he employed them and built them for years, my entire life, really.
Lily is very quiet.
Which means he always understood that we weren't the same person. But why didn't he tell me that?
What did he tell you?
He didn't say anything. I grew up thinking he was my dad, and then one night I discovered your journal and some of his writing in it, and he was talking about you. And that's before we met, so you were just kind of some sort of boogeyman to me. And he seemed to think that he could bring you back, and I thought that he thought I was you. And so I left because obviously I didn't want that to happen, but I never gave him a chance to explain himself.
I see.
Now I don't know what to think. Because if he always planned on trying to separate us, which we'll talk about how you feel about that in a minute. Right now, the idea that I came up with this conception of who he was, and maybe I didn't know him completely, and he's done terrible things, but it means that he didn't think of me the way I thought he did. That made me so scared.
I understand your point of view. I don't know how to perceive this situation. I would never have thought him to understand. Well, this. And I don't mean to have underestimate his intelligence when it came to handling people and logistics and statesmanship. He was very clever. If he turned his focus from statesmanship and his family's control over the port to instead me, or discovering why the spell didn't work, I can believe, perhaps, he might have found avenues to research this specific situation. I don't wholly understand why I'm still bound to you. I don't wholly understand how one might sever our connection. I am willing to accept the fact that my soul might be intrinsically linked to yours.
I've come to terms with that a long time ago, too.
I have accepted the fact that I might have been bound here for the rest of your mortal life, no matter how long it might have been. And I'm prepared to be silent and allow you to live your life. If Remus knows a way to separate us, it means there is a way to put me to rest, to allow my soul to leave this plane.
Because you don't want to be a forged, do you?
I don't know.
Well, I suppose I should stop making assumptions about what Remus does and does not want and what his motivations are, because if what he said is true, I've been wrong this whole time. But I would imagine if he was so dedicated to bringing you back that he researched Forge for almost 2 decades, that he would want you to stick around.
One could assume that, yes. I need to step back, and instead of analyzing how we could use Remus's knowledge, whatever his research has uncovered. What I want at this moment is not important. What is important at this moment is what you want, as you are living and breathing. And his actions, whether they be justified or otherwise, have affected the course of your life.
I want to understand what happened that set me on this path to leaving him, to meeting the master, to joining the Marigard, to joining this team. I don't regret any of that, but I thought I understood. And I don't anymore.
You said the turning point for you was finding my old journal.
It was my 18th birthday. I found it in his study.
Where was it?
Not well hidden. I think I was looking for something else and I just came across it.
If it was something, I do believe this, if it was something Remus did not want you to find, you would not have found it. He is very, or was very meticulous.
I never really thought about the convenience of it before. I think I was so shocked by what I had read that I didn't think that he had left it out, and how strange that might be. I just started packing, and I was going to just leave on foot and hope I could get as far away as I could. But then Fionn came into the room and she helped me leave.
Did she... Theon is the one that you reached out to before.
She was my governess. She basically raised me. And she was the one who took me to the master.
I see. Who else raised you, assisted in such?
There were forged handful. None so prominent in my life as she was. She, in the place of where a mother might have been.
She supported your arcane studies, growing in power and education.
She wasn't the one teaching me, but she was the one keeping me in line, disciplining me when my dad didn't. Prepared me for the day, social events, etiquette. And I thought she saved me.
She may have. She may not have. There's no way...
I don't know what to think about that.
There's no way to know with what we know now. Not without more contact with Remus or Fionn herself.
Now I don't know who to believe or who to talk to. Because if Remus is telling the truth, then maybe Fionn did something. Because she knew when she came into the room, she said, "So you know now." That night. Like, she knew, and I don't know why I didn't think that was weird. I just believed her.
So you know now.
Like, she knew. Maybe she left it out.
Is that... You have that journal? Yes?
I do. Yes, she'll dig in her bag and find it.
I see. Hmm. I would limit your contact with Theon at the moment. I would
I
limit your
think that's
contact
right.
with the Master. We understand that Hale Turnworth, I believe
Mhm.
is her name, is your enemy. And while the old saying goes to keep your enemies closer than your friends, we need to fully understand who all of our enemies are. If Remus is not an enemy, or if Remus is still an enemy, and we are looking through a muddled fog of truth, we must learn the details of this
Mhm.
situation. There is a
Why?
spell. Are you familiar with legend lore?
Yes, I am.
If you can cast legend lore on my journal, you will see, well, a whole lot of not helpful information. But eventually, you will see when, where, and who. In each case, it was touched and placed and moved, and just before it came into your possession.
I remember trying to get um Tabernac to help me cast that spell. I put in an order for the ivory. I remember how much it cost. It was God's almost a year ago, but I have the supplies. They're just with Tabernac.
Then, as soon as you return to the Merigard, it seems as though you can cast it and learn the truth for yourself.
And I think I need to know it before I meet Remus, and Fionn is with him.
Hmm.
I don't think he knows that. I think or she's with him, and she said she had a guise of some sort. Like she convinced him that she wasn't against him, but I thought she was on my side. I always thought that.
If Fionn did place that journal out in an attempt to manipulate you, then she has been playing you. If Remus left the journal out on his own, then one might assume Theon misunderstood as well, or Remus is manipulating somehow. I don't know.
And to what end? Why would Fionn need to do that or want to do that?
One can surmise many reasons. Perhaps Fionn is loyal to the Master, and Remus has enemies. Or perhaps something else that I cannot speculate.
I
I
feel
have
like I can't assume anymore.
I have been out of the courtly games for almost 20 years. Politicking was never my strong suit.
It doesn't appear to be mine either. I need to talk to my friends about this. Maybe take some time and think about what you understand now from potentially what he told me. And think about what you want.
I will. Be careful.
I will.
So you have this whole conversation with Lily
Mhm.
while laying in your bedroll. You're not sleeping, obviously.
No, probably not, or at least not very well.
No. Well, I mean, you just had this whole conversation in your head. Um, we never determined a watch order,
Hmm.
but I kind of defaulted one.
Sure.
Uh, so Norre and Lilith are like sitting around the campsite in the bubble. Hold on.
See if they notice.
Lilith is like glancing at you, and you make eye contact, and she just raises an eyebrow.
Lorna would probably just sigh and sit up, put her head in her hands,
Can't sleep.
groan. It's complicated.
With you, I find it always is.
Imagine being me.
I'm good.
Oh. Do you ever just kind of realize that you were wrong, or may have been wrong, for a long time?
Sure. Happens a lot.
But like, to a certain degree of I've fucked up that like has altered the course of my entire life.
What did you do? Nora says from across
He's
the fire.
he's gonna look at Nora and say, "Do you remember when we talked about me messaging my dad and you said I should be careful because he could be really manipulative and make me think that I misunderstood everything? And I told you that I didn't think I could be swayed that way.
I recall. Yeah, I did say that.
So I messaged my dad
Okay.
and um I think I may have misunderstood.
Him now? Or misunderstood what?
Misunderstood everything. The whole reason that I'm here in this bedroll in this place with you guys, which I'm so grateful for. My life would be worse off without you people in it, but to to be manipulated the way that I think I might have been is just I don't know what to do.
Girl, why don't you start making sense?
Sorry. I think I um I think my dad I think I misunderstood his motivations. Or at least that's kind of what he implied in the message, that I was everything I thought about his what he was doing and why and was wrong, and that I was deliberately manipulated by a third party to leave home.
Nori like rubs her face. Okay, and how do we know that's not just him trying to play cards?
And I did think about that because it's precisely what you said that he would do, but he knew something that he could not have known previously unless he knew it. That doesn't make any sense. He knew that me and Lily are different people, which fundamentally was the problem that I thought I had with him in the first place, was that he didn't understand that we were different and that he was so motivated to getting his wife back that it was going to be a problem. But it turns out he seems to have already known that we were different, and his whole motivation was separating us.
Why? Why? How does... Okay. How does him knowing that change anything?
When I read his writing the night that I left, he was talking about Lily, and I interpreted it as him believing and expecting that Lily's personality would supersede mine, and Lorna would go away and Lily would remain, and then he could just pick up where he left off. But it seems like I was missing some important context in that he knew this entire time that I was a different person, that Lily was attached to me, and all he had to do was figure out how to separate us, and then he could have a wife and a daughter.
That's a very roundabout way of having a child.
It's not something he planned.
Okay.
I'm sure if he wanted that to happen, he probably would have at the gate
The,
chosen a more normal way to do it. I think he was making the best of a bad situation, decided to adopt me as a daughter, or maybe he just wanted to keep me close so he could splice Lily off and have his wife back and maybe throw me in the dumpster. But he spent a lot of effort and money on me that makes me think otherwise.
Okay.
So if if what he said in the 25 words that he could say is that he knows that we're different and his whole plan was to get his wife back in a different body and have me as his daughter, then everything I thought I knew when I left home was a lie.
Who told you the lie?
It wasn't that someone, well, I found the book and I was encouraged to believe my interpretation of his writing, which, gods, I wish he'd just fucking explained it to me if that was the case. But that would be a weird thing to tell your child growing up, that mommy is attached to you and we're gonna cut her off like a tumor.
Okay.
But the person who helped me escape that night and took me to the master is someone I thought I trusted.
Oh,
But
shit.
she knew what was in the book when she found me. And she knew the master before we met her, so she brought me there on purpose.
Okay. This kind of sounds as bad as it could.
But I don't want to suddenly interpret it this way and be fucking wrong again and think that Fionn has betrayed me or given me to the master for whatever reason and made me believe that my dad, he's not a good person. I can understand that just from Lily's memories, but to think that he had these perceptions of me was very traumatizing and really gross for a long time. And if that's not true, then I'm mad about it. She's like kind of like angry tears.
Okay. The simplest answer is usually the right one. Right.
And what's that? Out of all of that rambling, what do you think is the simplest interpretation?
On the one hand, this guy, horrible, lecherous person, pervs on an individual that he treats like his daughter because a woman that he loved is supposed to be her and
Mm-hmm.
doesn't remember anything or seem to have any of those memories at all of him. So instead of pursuing and correcting that, he just treats this woman that he's perving on like his daughter until when she turns 18, will just rape her. Horrible idea.
Oh,
Other side of things, guy's wife who he loves, spell fails. She vanishes. Out pops a baby. He doesn't understand what went wrong. Baby doesn't remember anything. Treats it
it's
like a
baby.
baby. Baby's growing up, treating it like daughter. Trying to figure out what went wrong. Somehow learns. Enter the master. I'm assuming your old man has money, right?
Yeah, you could say that.
I'm assuming this pursuit after you has caused him problems. If I remember right, you said something about prison.
Seventh Trellis getting mad at him, locked in prison for a little bit for making too much noise.
Yeah, sounds like I mean, I don't want to say it's clear that it's a manipulation or some shit, but it sounds like the master's hands are on this.
How would she even know about this to exploit it to to bring ruin to my father's everything?
Does your father know that Fionn brought you to the master?
I don't know.
Does your father know that Fionn is connected to the master?
I don't know.
Nora says, neither of these sound simple at all.
No, they don't. But I don't like one more than the other because they're both awful. And they both mean that someone I looked up to, like a parent, betrayed me.
It's a shit situation. And yeah, no, neither of them are simple. I was trying to make an analogy here, and it just didn't work out as I was explaining it.
I like the one where my dad doesn't perv on me.
Makes sense. If it helps,
I don't.
at least your dad cared about you. Mine sure didn't.
Lorna just kind of bumps her shoulder with all this.
I don't think that helped.
But it means that I really need to talk to him and figure out what the fuck
Is at this
happened.
moment, you suddenly hear a familiar voice pop into your head.
Mm.
Doll, I understand you are likely busy being a mercenary and all. I must know. How did you learn about Atlantis? Did Fion tell you?
Oh. Lorna just throws her hands up in the air.
Both Nora and Lilith immediately go, what?
My dad just sent me a sending and I didn't know he could do that.
That's the sending you're
I
sending back.
no, Lorna would know that. Lorna would know that, right? She wouldn't just start talking. She's a fucking wizard.
Okay.
Right? Are
Sure.
you gonna give me that?
I'm not going to
Okay.
put you over the coals for the player forgetting something like that.
Thank you. Lorna, hands in the air, is gonna take a minute to pause and think about what she's going to say. And hopefully you can give the player a second.
Oh, sure.
Oh, sure. Okay, let me count this.
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. She will send back.
Okay.
She and I have been talking. It's been an eventful year. I will see you in Ferrum soon. Need to talk. Be wary of Fion.
Be wary of Fion. Okay.
And by she and I have been talking, I meant Atlantis. If that wasn't clear.
So that's not clear. And
Sorry, let me change she so that I wanted to make sure because there's a lot of women in this dialogue.
okay.
It's Atlantis and I have been talking. It's been an eventful year. I will see you in Ferrum soon. Need to talk. Be wary of Fion.
Okay.
Is he sending me another sending?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. When has he been able to do magic?
You don't know if it's him. You don't know
It's
anything.
true, but he's the one speaking. You're right, Echo. What I've learned today is that I don't know a fucking thing. You've shaken
the
me
player,
to my core.
You, the player, have experienced sendings cast by one person and spoken by another.
Oh. Okay, I do know some things.
You do.
What if it's fucking Fion that's doing this? Well, I guess we'll find out.
Okay. Basically, like, there's like a pause as you reply, and then you hear, "You and Atlantis have been talking. You can communicate. Her soul is potent. I have so many questions, but they'll wait. Quaint town, this."
Is he already in Farum? Oh, I guess I can respond if he sent me that message. Can you
Yes.
send that for posterity's sake so I can put it in my notes?
Oh, sure. There you go.
Sending spree. Well, at least it's on her spell slots. She will take a minute to think about her response.
Norre and Lilith like are looking at each other as just suddenly you like went up in arms and then you're just silent. And you hear Lilith say, "Is she okay?" And Norre says, "I don't know. I assume sending's happening or something."
Does Lorna know how long it's gonna take? It's gonna take what, 2 weeks to get to Augur City from here?
Uh, if you go traveling as you have been, you're not making a. Well, I don't know. Are you taking the scenic route through the forest again, or are you going straight south? Because Shona has the Silver Express that runs
That would be
to
so
Augur
much more
City.
convenient. She wants to see her grandma Nolu, but there's more pressing issues. I think she'll probably want to speed up this process now that she thinks that her dad is waiting in Farum for her. So the plan is get to Shona, do her chores in Shona, Silver Express to Augur City, which would take
3 days.
3 days. Teleport from Augur City to Malachor, which would take about 2 days for their plan, and then teleport from Malachor back to the Marigard. Is that possible?
Any Arcanium.
Okay. So theoretically speaking, a week
Yeah.
with some leeway. Okay, let me count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, okay, I can make this. This is a contraction. Okay. Lorna's response to that sending will be. Let me actually paste it to you so you can see it. I've learned many things, although I'm not certain anymore what is the truth. If you're in Farum, sit tight. Due back in 1 week.
Okay. As that sending lands, you feel the spell end, even though you didn't cast it. And at least for the time being, another one doesn't arrive.
Lorna hunches over and just kind of stares at her toes in her like seated position for a minute. Okay, so either my father cast sending or someone cast it for him. He asked, actually, where is that? Did you send me did I miss it?
I sent it to you. on Discord.
I
Oh,
see it.
I can send you... I can just give you...
The first one. The first one.
Here, let me do this.
Make sure what he actually said to me.
We'll just do it like this. Those are his two
Perfect.
sendings.
So she conveys to Lilith and Norre. He wanted to know how I knew about Lily and asked if Fionn had told me. So he's aware of some part of her potential machinations, but I don't know how much. I told him to be wary of her. He asked how I could communicate with Lily and implied that he was in Ferrum already. And I told him we'd be there in 1 week to talk about this. So that's about where we're at right now.
So that means Fionn knew about it.
Oh,
About Lily.
Anscombe!
Yeah, Anscombe's like sitting up in his bedroll.
Hi. Yeah, sorry to wake you. This came up suddenly.
It's fine, I wasn't sleeping well.
Sorry. What did you say about?
I said, so it means Fionn knew about this. Same as him. Or at least that Lily's in you.
It seems like it. So I don't know if he confided in her or if she learned because the master knew. I don't know a goddamn thing anymore. I just know something isn't right. One of those two people is lying to me.
Well, you're the one who knows them, Lorna. And we're gonna have to follow your lead.
I have never been so sure that I don't know either of them. They're like my parents. And for a year and some change now, I thought that my dad had some very nefarious intentions for me. And I thought that my mother figure who raised me was the one who saved me and was keeping me safe thereafter. But if the script has flipped, I don't know what to think. And I just feel like I can't trust myself to have an impression anymore, to make assumptions, because apparently I'm just fucking wrong.
I get it. I've dealt with some of the most wily, tricky, obnoxiously controlling people. Sorcerers that know what you're thinking. They can read the thoughts right off your mind and then use them against you. The only thing you can do is to go back to what you know. What you are aware is true. Actions.
I believe.
Actions speak louder than words.
I believe that my dad loved me, loves me, like a daughter.
Did he ever touch you?
No,
Did he ever look at you that way?
not from my recollection. The first I ever even considered it was when I found the book. And now I don't even know if he wrote it himself. It was his handwriting, but what the fuck do I know? Good forger could have done it. Maybe it was his writing, but it was out of context, and I just took my first interpretation and didn't give him a chance to explain himself. And then, by then, I was on the road with Fionn, headed straight to the master.
Before we go leap into any conclusions, let's focus on the tasks ahead of us. Yeah,
Yeah, we have a lot to do.
we have a
We
lot
need
to
to get back
do.
to Shona. We
We
have to
have,
deal with the thing in Malachor.
yeah. One
I
way or
wanted to
another,
see.
though. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I wanted to see Nolu again, but I think we should take the silver tram to Augur City and cut our time. It seems like my dad might already be in Farum.
Why don't we do both?
What do you mean?
I mean, the Rimwood's not that far. And traveling through the Rimwood is a piece of cake, since you're friends with that Druid's Grove now. If you want to go... Okay, here's an idea. Nora clears her throat. We could all use a little bit of ancient wisdom right now. Perhaps seeking the counsel of Nolu, your grandmother-in-law?
I don't
Kind
know.
of? I don't know.
I feel like she's my grandmother.
Having a conversation with an ancient druid who knows people well, maybe it might be revealing. Speak some truth into this situation that we're in. Or maybe she knows a spell or something like divination or commune.
Or legend lore, which I could do when we get back to Farum, but I mean, the sooner I understand what the truth is, the better.
She might. Druids have all sorts of powerful magic stowed away. And she seemed to take a
Wouldn't hurt to
shine to
ask.
you.
I hope so. It's better than our first impression.
I hate to say this, but perhaps we should ask Tier what he thinks.
Is he awake? Is he
No,
listening?
Tier is unconscious.
She kicks his foot and then fills him in.
Okay. Everyone raise your hand if you're surprised that Lorna went off and did the thing.
Lorna looks like kind of hoping that.
No one has raised their hand.
Okay. She just kind of glumly kicks at the dirt.
You have a pattern of ways about you. I think, now that we know the way, I mean, for one thing, I'm kind of excited to try the Silver Express. But also, I mean, having some advice from an actually ancient person who understands the situation, at least a little bit, one that you can confide in, might be very valuable. I'm in favor of going back to the Druid's Grove.
So the silver tram doesn't make extraneous stops. It goes from point A to point B, doesn't it?
You don't know. None of your party knows. You haven't done any
Guess
research into the tram.
I guess we'll, except for that guy we killed. We just wanted to make sure he arrived at the station. Okay, when we get to Shona, I'll look into it and see where it goes, what its nearest stop is, and we'll go from there. If it doesn't stop anywhere near the Rimwood.
I think I remember something about it being like a gift that connects the north to the south from Silver's Reach. But that was just on the little pamphlets that came
It
through the
doesn't tell us
Siren's
if it
Respite.
stops near the Rimwood.
Doesn't tell us anything. No, there's no... I remember being upset that if I wanted to take the tram, I'd have to make the trek all the way to either town.
Okay, so...
That
I
doesn't mean
told my
that's
dad.
the case, but...
I told my dad we'd be in Farum in a week.
So?
So
Send
if we
him...
take the long way...
Send him again and say it'll take longer. Sorry. He's in Farum. He can fucking eat a bunch of trolley cakes or something.
Sightsee. I'll think about it when I get to Shona. I need to feel these feelings because I'm feeling feelings.
Lorna,
Yes.
one way or another, he didn't tell you the whole story. You don't owe him anything.
I feel to have had that impression of him and it to be potentially completely false makes me sick to my stomach.
Then that's something that, if it is the case, you have to forgive yourself for. But you don't owe him that. That's you. You didn't tell him that, did you?
Tell him what I thought this whole
Yeah.
time? No, it hasn't come up. I didn't feel like I could squeeze that into 25 words and not sound like... Well, it wouldn't be a civil conversation, I don't think.
Nah. I don't
I
know
need
a
to
whole
have a
lot of nobles,
face-to-face
but I don't think
conversation.
that sort of conversation ever comes up.
I'll think about it. I'll think about how we're getting back or how long it's going to take on our way back to Shona, and then I'll decide. But we have important things that we need to figure out, like finishing this job because we're professionals, getting paid.
Yeah. We're professionals.
Professionals
We're good at
with a
this
lot of
part.
baggage.
Well, some more than others.
Yeah, look at you, Mr. Carefree.
I didn't realize I was packing light. It's all about perspective around here.
There's something I want to make in Shona too.
A
See how
mistake?
long it takes. That's all I do here. And she looks like it was like a joke, but it ended up sounding way more kind of sad and serious than she meant it to.
You are caught off guard as you say that, as Skolna hugs you.
Oh no, I'm gonna cry for real. Oh. I think Lorna would just kind of hide her face in Skolna's shoulder and hug her back.
It's an awkward hug. Skolna's
Yeah,
not
but
great at this.
she doesn't care. She
I'm
doesn't care. It's the meaning behind the intention.
sure. Tier does not say the snarky thing he was going to say.
That's nice. Character growth.
It was bound to happen in some way. For everyone, it seems. So, it's with this kind of heartfelt pause as you try and sort out what you're going to do with this situation. Everyone kind of tries to settle back down and go back to sleep. Laying on his side, Anscombe looks at you. I really hope you were wrong about your dad.
I do too. I was struggling so much with having to let him go.
I mean, you know the story with me and mine. I know that, I don't know if still, but there was probably a party that looked up to him.
Yeah.
My dad was the strongest man I ever knew. So, when we went back there, and he looked at me with pride, it changed me. It felt like a weight was gone. I really... If this is a manipulation, I'm gonna kill him.
I think that would be deserved.
But I hope it's not. because you deserve to have that weight gone too.
In any event, I can cast Zone of Truth, and if he has nothing to hide, then he wouldn't protest it. If he's ready to be honest about who he is and what he's done.
That's a good idea.
I'll just lay it out plainly. If he's not willing to do it, then there's no reason for me to trust anything he says.
I have an important question about Zone of Truth, because it's not a spell I know.
Sure.
If someone's memory is modified, and you ask him a question that would be a lie, but they don't know that, because their memory was modified, does it affect it?
As far as my understanding of the spell is, if they believe that they're speaking truth, then the spell accepts that as true. It can't tell lie from,
Gotcha.
what was put into their mind. Your
It's not...
body goes through chemical reactions when you lie or tell the truth. I think that's what it's picking up on.
Okay, we don't have to talk about chemical reactions ever again. I don't know anything about them.
I could potentially try to dispel magic at a higher level on him before I even cast it.
If he's willing.
Or look for traces of an influence. I don't know. You're right, it's something to consider I didn't think of.
I just want, if you're going to get closure here and learn the truth, I don't want there to be any obstacles.
Let it be the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yeah. That sounds familiar.
I made it up.
Oh.
Tell your friends.
Hey, Tier. Anyway. Get some rest. We got watch.
Yeah. Lorna spends the time it takes to fall asleep talking to her egg.
Okay. You talk to your egg.
She explains the whole fucked up story to the egg. In like a really quiet whisper, just like barely above like audible.
Sure.
She just like got it right up to her face and she's like, and then this bullshit happened.
The egg goes, yeah, fuck the master.
Fuck the master.
And she's like, I want to try to make you something while we're in Shona. Hopefully it doesn't take too long.
Okay.
Maybe I can start it and Bulwark can finish it. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. So, as you begin your long rest, finally, with no more distractions, I have rolls to make.
There's always distractions to be had.
It appears to
in
be.
Lorna land.
Yep. Okay. You are awoken for third watch.
Woo.
Skolna, like you awaken to Skolna shaking your shoulder, along with Anscombe's in her other hand, and then she goes to bed.
Yep. Lorna will take up her watch. She is very quiet and pensive, like she's just kind of mulling things over, but she is looking outward.
Mm-hmm. Roll perception. Anscombe rolled a dirty 20.
19. Ooh, perceptive folks.
Okay, roll me a D100.
Okay. 38.
There is no encounter during your watch.
Oh.
So, either if there's something you want to do during your watch or a conversation you want to have. All right, we move on.
She's honed in, getting back to Shona and completing a laundry list of tasks.
Okay, let me go ahead and roll the last watch.
I'm gonna roll my staff recharge.
Go for it. Also, don't forget to change any spells if you
That's
want.
awful. Awful. 5. Only 5 back. Sucks. Okay.
Okay. This is the wrong... It'll do. As you awaken, you complete your long rest, and your party resumes the journey to Shona. And falling in step behind you all is Burke.
This poor guy. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, this party is fucked up.
He wasn't listening. From his perceptions, you all just went to sleep in a bubble, woke up, and off you go.
I like that. I like that about you, Burke.
I'm sorry, you like what? About me?
Just like your whole vibe, man. You're pretty cool.
Oh. Thank you.
It's rare you meet someone who can mind their own business. I am not one of those people, but I like that about you.
I will take that as a compliment.
It's the highest praise I can bestow on someone.
Your accent confuses me.
Mine?
It's Ceresian, but not quite.
Well, yeah, Southern Sarah is not the southernmost, but roundabouts.
Do you try to hide it?
Maybe in the beginning. But I maybe it's become habit that I don't own up to it.
I see. I've known a lot of people from Ceres. Most are pretty bold and proud of that, so...
It's not that I'm not proud, it's just, it was not something that it was safe to own up to in the beginning of my time at the Marigard, so I didn't.
Were you a fugitive?
In a sorts.
You performed crimes against the Crown Erevan?
No. I was a runaway, spoiled brat, and I didn't want my dad to find me.
Ah. Burke seems not interested.
Yeah. Like, oh.
As you are walking, please roll me a d8.
Uno.
1. Absolutely
I love
nothing
that!
happens on the way back
I'm gonna get to Shona and do some shit.
Yeah, the journey takes several hours, but as you follow the delta all the way up to Shona, it is quiet and peaceful, and the walk is almost... Well, it would be relaxing if you didn't have this weird onus going on. You know how it goes. Let me go ahead and hit these buttons real quick. As your party needs to also hit a long rest, and I forgot to do that for them. And on that note, you arrive outside the walls of Shona at right around early afternoon, like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
They're going straight to the constabulary.
Okay. Straight to the constabulary. Yeah. I mean, you know where it is. It's right inside the walls. And you are recognized entities at this point, so the guards do not give you a hard time. As you approach the constabulary, you see there are a number of city guards outside. The door is open, and there is actually a good amount of business, it seems. Business for the city guard, which is unusual. Until you see there is on the wall, it looks like one of the postings that will be on like a bounty board. Uh, it's talking about the Shona Civic Museum of Arts. A world-famous precious gemstone has been stolen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lorna, like, she just kind of looks down and she says, I can't do this again.
Yeah. As you enter the constabulary, you see,
Alexios!
you see, Harold's is like having a conversation
The
with several
man I was
guards.
looking
The
for.
concierge is like behind you, and the concierge is like, hello, hi, what can we do?
Hello.
What can we do for you here at the
I would
constabulary?
love an audience with Harold's when he has a chance.
Do you have an appointment?
Yes.
All right, can I get your name?
In a manner of speaking, Lorna Halloweth with the Nightingales on the Hydra issue.
As the concierge begins like looking through the paperwork, you hear Harold say, "It's all right, it's fine. I have a moment." And the concierge
It's
just
like,
like,
please
"No,
let
it's
this woman
fine.
go
Yep, just
away.
doing my job. That's fine. All right." And the concierge just like settles back in the desk, looking at your party, and you can just kind of see on his face, adventurers. Just like,
Mm-hmm.
ugh.
Supersede normal channels.
Harold's like, "All right, to my office."
Mhm.
He leads the
She
way
will
down the hall.
follow after him.
And as he's like leading the way over his shoulder, he says, "Let's stick to common this time, shall we?"
Of course.
Tierra just says, "Sorry," but in infernal. Uh, Harold just like glares back over his shoulder as he opens the door, steps into his office, which is pretty small. His office is not like when one thinks of a corrupt city lieutenant or sergeant, like you expect like the office to be big with all sorts of like fake awards and shit like that, but it's
Accomplishments.
yeah, none of them are in here. It's like a single desk that's tucked into the corner. The desk is up against the wall, so he sits down on the chair and then turns the chair to face you, and he says, "All right, you've handled the Merkma."
That's right. She will reach into her bag of holding and pull out with, her mage hand. I'm just not gonna touch this thing.
Mm-hmm.
The poison glands. And say, here is our proof. I'm sure if you test it against what has been affecting the water supply, you will find a match. And it was really just unfortunate that Lucien Guerno got involved, although if he had been a little more competent, I'm sure we would have been able to avoid this whole issue.
Truly unfortunate.
Hmm.
Right.
So that's out of the way. Do you want me to just set this down on your desk?
No, no, thanks. And he like opens a drawer and pulls out like a large jar, and he sets it on the desk. He's like, "In there."
Mhm.
A moment.
And a
And
moment.
he's like writing down something and signs it. "This is for the bank. The Balastros informed me of your arrangement.
Good man.
Bring this to them. They will honor their agreement."
Excellent. I did have a little completely unrelated request.
Oh, good.
I was wondering if you had any records that you might be able to share with me on a particular former Shona resident and troublemaker.
I'm gonna need a name.
Hale Turnworth.
He leans back in the chair. Now, why would a Marigard mercenary such as yourself be interested in that sort of person?
This is not Marigard business. This is purely personal and for pleasure.
I can't just hand out city records on a whim.
I thought we could come to an arrangement.
What did you have in mind?
I don't know. What are they worth?
He, like, looks at you skeptically, and he says,
I think we have a good thing going here, Harolds.
roll a persuasion check.
Natural 20 for a 29.
It's not about acquiring the records that's the problem.
Mhm.
These sort of things take time. To make a duplicate. Get it out of the
I don't
city.
need to take them. I just need to look at them.
Okay. Give me a day. Meet at the fireplace. You know it. I know you do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's say tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the evening.
PM? Okay. Done deal.
You'll be in town then.
Yes, it'll be my last business before you probably never see us again.
One can hope. Very well. And it's going to cost. I'm going to need 200 gold to get it out of the records.
I think we can manage that.
Then I'll see you then.
See you soon, Harolds.
Off you go.
To the bank!
Harold watches you leave his office. Pinches the bridge of his nose, which is the last thing you see as he's walking out.
Just
Okay.
insight check. Just he seemed downtrodden but compliant, or is he, does he understand our arrangement, or is he going to cause trouble?
Roll inside.
28.
He looks tired.
All right, he'll do it. Good. Good.
He it's clear he is curious as to why the hell you want that record, but he doesn't he's not curious enough to find out.
So, yeah, because it's probably just going to be an issue for him if he knows anymore.
Yeah. So, next you're going to the bank.
Yep. For 5,000 gold pieces.
Okay. It is not an easy building to miss. The Oryx City Vault, this large building, is not gauche or ostentatious in its design, but it is big. It is one of the larger buildings in the Simmering Markets. And as you see it across the plaza, just across from the bridge, its doors are open. It is early afternoon. There's no issue. You are here on business.
Yep, she will expedite this process. She wants to get paid and split it amongst our party.
Okay. It is a simple matter of showing them the message that was signed by Captain Harold's. They do perform some basically divination to make sure that you are who you are claiming to be. If you have any illusions, they are dispelled.
She does not.
And then you are handed 500 platinum.
And if she splits that 6 ways, it is 833 with some remainder.
Yep.
Can I add that to my inventory?
Go ahead.
Woo! Oh, yeah, baby.
Your party all seems pretty pleased with the sudden swelling of their coffers. Tier says, as you're leaving the vault, he should say, "We should take nobles' offers for huge amounts of gold for, not doing our job more often."
It has its benefits. I really hope complicated moral issues like this don't happen again. Genuinely, I would take a simple mission any day.
They will.
But It will. This will fund something I'd like to do while we wait till tomorrow. I don't see a need in well, Alexios is probably out there, but he's only really interested in me and Lilith. So me and Lilith, she looks at Lilith meaningfully, shouldn't be alone. We don't have to all be together for the rest of the day. Because I'm going to Bulwarks.
I'm
Who
going
wants
to
to come with me?
Bulwarks.
Hey, okay. So I've got my buddy who's gonna make sure they're sticking with Lilith.
I'm just going to the Tipsy Toad.
Okay, that's home base. That's where we're going to sleep tonight.
I guess. Sure.
Cool. I need to sell this uncut ruby and buy something, and then I'm going to Bulwarks. So, if you're interested, come. If you're not, do what you want.
I think Norre is going with Lilith. Skolna and Tier are going to go with you.
And Anscombe.
Yeah, and Anscombe. So most of the party's coming with you.
Is Bert coming with us? Because Anscombe is coming with us.
Yep.
All right.
So
All right.
you
So
guys split
Lorna
up.
would like to go to a metalwork jewelry type deal.
Okay.
So she can sell this gem, and she wants to buy something that would
Uh,
presumably be sold at a jewelry shop.
there's a jeweler in the Simmering markets. Roll investigation.
Okay. You can tell I've been thinking about what I want to do when I get back to Shona.
Yeah.
25.
Okay, hold on a minute. Okay. $25. It doesn't take you long, but you see that there is a, like, bronze latticed shop with tall, like, tiled roof, stone building. It's more tall than it is wide, and you see that the building is 2 stories, and each story seems to be taller than your average. It is an attractive building, and it says the Girano Gemworks.
Oh. Okay.
But it is clearly a jeweler's. And as you are approaching, it is, well, not, what's the word I'm looking for? Bustling with people, but there are some customers that are milling about the floor, looking at the jewelry and stones that are on display. You see that there is a, maybe a middle-aged elven woman, who's standing in the middle of, like, this clear jeweler's table, with all sorts of small metals and stuff that she's working. She looks up as you enter. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Welcome to the Girano Gemworks. How can I help you?
I have something I was hoping I might be able to trade or sell to you in exchange for a piece of jewelry.
Very well. I'm happy to take a look at it, though I make no promises.
She's gonna take this like grapefruit-sized ruby and just like this uncut thing and just onto the table.
Do you know how much it's worth?
Approximately 800 to 1,000 gold pieces.
Okay. This large gem, which this ruby is clearly, like, as this you're in this jeweler's, there's a lot of light emitted from gems of brightness all throughout the store. She picks one up and brings it near the ruby, and at first glance, you see the light, like, scatter through the inside of this uncut ruby, and even to an untrained eye, it's clear that this ruby is, like, very naturally grown. It's like there are flaws inside it, and each of them sends like a prism of red just scattering out all across the tabletop. And she picks it up. This is quite large.
Mhm.
Where did this come from?
Fell off the foot of an Earth Titan?
Curious. And where's the rest of the Titan?
Oh.
I see, you were just an opportunist.
This was just in its footprint, and I said, oh, wow, that's cool.
A convenient find indeed.
Hmm.
She's appraising the gemstone. Very well. I can give you 600 gold worth for this.
So I was hoping to acquire a chain of precious material that's worthy of being enchanted.
Okay. Did you have a particular preference as to the material?
Silver or platinum? Something of that
Well, those are
tone.
very different in cost.
Can you give me a ballpark estimate?
My first question for you is, would this chain be exposed to the rigors of adventure, dungeoneering, combat?
You would have to assume yes.
I am merely surmising based on the company you keep. Might I suggest instead of a precious metal such as platinum or silver, I lean you more towards mithril or iceflex?
Ooh, that one. That's perfect.
It is expensive.
Iceflex. Okay.
A chain of iceflex. Well, how long are you hoping it to be? What is the purpose of this chain?
Before I commit to an answer, Echo, I want to check. Typically speaking, clothing, armor, like that, if it's enchanted, it can fit to the wearer's specifications
Yeah, it changes
magically.
size to fit them on its own.
So she is trying to build something for her ice drake to wear
Ah,
that will keep it perpetually chilled, so it won't suffer in the elements that
okay.
aren't Arctic.
Understood.
So if she gets a chain of XYZ size, can she anticipate that it will grow in such a way, like to its wrist or its neck or something?
Roll an Arcana check.
Another natural 20 for a
Oh,
29.
okay, Jesus.
Good shopping day.
You vividly remember what you read about the Drake and how big it'll be when it's born,
It's
and
writable.
yeah, you're pretty confident that a chain that's about maybe 20 inches would fit comfortably around its neck when it's young and would still be big enough that it could magically expand as it grew into maturity.
Perfect. She will recite 20 inches.
A 20-inch chain of iceflex. Is this just for decoration?
No, it will be enchanted to
Right, I'm not asking.
maintain a certain temperature.
That doesn't matter. What I need to know is if there's going to be a pendant or things mounted to the chain, or if it's just the chain itself.
I believe it'll just be the chain, at least at the start.
Then the chain itself does not have to be very thick, which helps us determine the gauge of the ice flags. What is your budget for this?
Does Lorna have any idea how much Iceflex generally costs?
So, Iceflex is one of the most exotic materials in Amaranth.
Yeah, but it's perfect for this.
Roll me a history check.
Like, I can't think of anything more perfect for an ice drake. Okay, I rolled good. 25. I don't want to spend all my money on this, but I
Hold
will
on.
if I have to.
A moment while I'm doing some math.
Math.
I believe An unadorned chain should cost 250 gold pieces.
Okay. Okay. Does Lorna know, or I suppose I'm gonna ask in character, is there a difference between the properties? I mean, I know Mithril and Iceflex will stand up to our lifestyle, but do you think there would be any added benefits from one or the other if it were to be enchanted?
Mithril is uncannily light. Mithril also generally supports enchantments of the, well, illusory function.
Mhm.
Iceflex as a material is uniquely hardened against the cold. It is steel that has been treated. Well, firstly, it's steel that came from a meteorite. And then it was treated specifically within a white dragon's breath, which is what makes it so valuable. There are. We. Iceflex, and where it comes from, we have a supplier who has tamed many white dragons, along with the materials for other exotic enchantments and such. But because Iceflex is so naturally hardy towards the cold, it is uniquely effective for evocation enchantments. But both materials accept enchantments of all kinds equivocally wear. Goodness gracious, equally well.
I'm
So,
sold on the Iceflex. I think that's the one I'm gonna get. 250, you said?
250 gold for a 20-inch, about 10-gauge chain.
Mhm.
You should choose your style of chain, the connecting links and such. There's herringbone, diamondback, scale connections. Do you have a specific shape in mind?
Gale. Perfect.
Scaleback? Okay, very well.
Hmm.
And she shows you an example of each chain, and the scaleback literally looks the way that each link is formed. They're like alternating scale shapes that get
That's
wider and thinner.
perfect.
It looks like scales that are connected.
That's it.
All right. Please excuse me. I will have to cut some chain to form. Just
So
allow me.
it's 250 for the chain, and you were offering 600 for the gem.
Yes,
Can I just take 350 and
that
we'll call
works.
it good?
That works for me.
Sounds great.
She takes the gem from you and sets it it seems to vanish behind the counter. And then she opens up this metal drawer and begins pulling out coins. You are paid 350 gold. She goes. Well, she doesn't actually go anywhere.
She tells somebody else to do it, right?
Yeah. She handles some other customers, and then an individual comes out the back with this spool of. So steel is shiny, especially when it's polished up. This steel is it's not just shiny, it seems to almost mist. Like dew is constantly collecting and then evaporating off of it. And as the spool is set down, you watch as she uses jeweler's tools and counts out the links, gets a 20-inch chain, separates the final link, creates a new connecting piece, and it looks literally at a glance, it looks like dragon scales, but three-dimensional, all the way around.
Great success.
And then she lays it out on the counter in front of you.
This is perfect.
I hope whoever it is wearing it doesn't mind cool metal to the touch.
It's my son, and she'll procure the egg.
Interesting.
She holds the egg up to the chain on the table, and she's like, "This is for you, baby."
The egg doesn't seem to acknowledge it.
She will pick up the chain.
The
Weird, eclectic, rich people.
Yeah. The jeweler is like, whatever. It looks like the chain, you can wrap it around the egg twice.
She's going to.
Yeah. The egg is big enough and the chain is long enough that you can easily do that.
The bulwarks.
Okay. You and your party depart Girano's Gemworks and you head to Bulwarks. bulwarks, which is like across and around the plaza. You see like the large open front of the building, like the wall is wide open, and you see the big golems that are still just standing out there. And you hear, "Well, look who's back!"
Hey,
And the
It's good to see you
big
again.
burly form of Bulwark is leaning over the counter. "Have you more creations that you are interested in? Or have you changed your
Uh,
mind about an automaton?"
we're gonna put a pin again in that automaton.
"I'll get you one day."
I have potentially something I'd like to commission you on.
"Oh, more spell work."
No, not this time. Enchantment.
"Oh, that's much simpler. All right. What do you
Oh,
want?"
okay. Fantastic. She will stride up to the counter. She will place her egg. Boop. And she will lay out her
"What is
ice
this?"
flex chain. This is my son.
It
It is an
looks like
ice
an ice
drake egg.
cube. Oh,
It is an ice drake egg.
is it wet? It looks wet. And he's like pushing it on the desk, and it doesn't.
This is my son.
Apologies, of course.
So
Your son.
when he hatches, he will be susceptible to
Are you sure
elements
there's
of
something
heat.
in there?
Yes, I've talked with a professional already.
All right.
I would like to keep him comfortably chilled in any environment.
I understand.
I would like to enchant this chain to be perpetually Arctic.
Okay.
I have the chain. She also pulls out a big pouch and claps it on the table, and she says 400 gold pieces worth of Benacite and some coin burning a hole in my pocket. So what do we need to do to accomplish this?
This is Iceflex.
Hmm?
We don't need to do much.
That I picked well when I was at the jeweler's like 20 minutes ago.
All you really need is an enchantment to basically relay and repeat the magical functory inclination of the Iceflex to express itself over and over. So maybe 25 gold of Banasite and 75 gold for labor.
And a tip for your gracious help.
I'm happy to provide.
She will place 100 gold pieces down. So the 75 labor, 25 tip. And she will also partition out 25 gold pieces of the Banasite.
He nods and he like turns and like opens up the large toolbox, and he pulls out what looks like a chisel and a small hammer and a few other like holding implements, and he says, "Right, well, this will be brief.
I was prepared to be like, if it takes too long, can you mail it to me? But this is fantastic.
Well, you are a wizard, so you should understand I am just going to inscribe the Giant's Rune for prestidigitation, focusing on temperature, into this, well, Iceflex. This will be as simple as it can be, really." And he just begins engraving a rune right into the the clasp of the Iceflex chain.
Can
And
you also carve his name in it? I know it won't be magic. I just want it in there.
what's the name?
I think I want to name him Summit.
Summit. Okay. Sure. And he, like, on the other side of the clasp, he just does that real quick. And it's like his chisel work is it's professional. And Summit it's basically like in Times New Roman, as he's an automaton and he just kind of bangs it out really quick. And he's like, "That didn't require any enchanting, it's fine, it's done." And then he goes to the other clasp and he resumes making the glyph. Which, as he taps in the chisel, you watch as he then uses some tweezers and he, like, gets a single grain of Banasite and gets it to not melt, but meld into the Iceflex chain. And with each piece, which you chisel tap, it is a little tedious. He said it was quick work, but it still takes like 45 minutes to an hour. And
She's just enthralled watching the process.
you watch as this glyph is inscribed in the ice flex, and in the shiny white, almost silvery metal, a blue glyph that you understand in giant means frost is, in a
Frost.
way,
She kind of like looks at Anscombe and kind of nudges him.
what?
Frost. That's what it says.
Summit Frost.
Our son.
All right. I generally prefer the more traditional way of these things, but that's
Our
fine.
firstborn. She holds up the egg.
And as he's
Please not
working,
Fortnite, I guess.
Bulwark just says, I'm sure you're very proud. He's continuing. As the last of the bandicite is melded into it, the glowing blue rune suddenly, and you just see the chain, like, it was already cold looking, and now you just see, like, little droplets of water in the air are freezing all on the chain.
Would it be stupid if I tried it on?
Are you in character asking that?
Yeah, she's asking Bulwark.
It will be very cold. It's Arctic.
I just want to see what he's experiencing. She'll put it over her neck.
Okay? It's very cold. You suddenly feel as though just the air around you is Arctic in temperature.
Is it like a full body encompassing?
Yeah, you feel
Excellent.
it feels
like-
as though all the wind that's blowing at you is brittle and chilly and it's freezing.
She wraps her arms around herself and gives him the thumbs up and says, "It's perfect."
Good. Perfect.
She'll take it off.
Now, that will chill, but it will not protect from, like, you can't walk into a volcano with it.
Sure. It's more like general climate, so I don't have, like, if we're passing through a desert, I don't have to worry about him expiring from the heat, you know?
I see. No, it should be fine for that. It shouldn't have a problem handling that sort of thing.
I just want him to be comfortable, whatever environment he's in, within reason. Like, of course, we're not going to foresee, like, a cataclysmic fiery event or something like that.
Of course.
Then we have bigger problems.
Also, the rune is just based on prestidigitation, so if it's colder than the rune just won't do anything.
Sure.
It doesn't stack with the environment. Anyway, thank you for your business.
This has been fantastic, Bulwark. I'm so glad we could stop in one last time before we leave.
It's been a pleasure. I hope to see you again, where you will, for certain, be purchasing an automaton, I think.
Well, you remember when I talked about that place with all of the automatons that I was
I
a little worried
recall,
about?
yes.
Well, once I take that
no,
over,
I don't
maybe
recall.
I'll
That
need
didn't
new
happen.
ones. Yeah, because of legal reasons. When I take that place for myself, maybe I'll need some new automatons that actually obey me.
You have? You don't. And he, like, picks up a small, like, card, but it's made of metal, and he slides it towards you.
What does it say? Is it a business card?
Yeah, it's a business card. Bulwark's Magical Emporium, and it just has, like, his name, Bulwark, and then, like, its address and Shona.
Well, if you receive a sending from me, don't be surprised.
Very well. I really should sort out a device that allows that to happen more easily. Anyway,
Like a voicemail.
like a cellular phone or something. I don't know.
Cellular. Ooh. If you ever want to really pursue that, let me know. Maybe we can work on it together and patent something.
I like the way you think. An enterprising mind is always one to be respected.
She'll look at her party tram station, figure out costs, tickets, stops.
Tram station.
She will wrap her newly enchanted chain around Summit, the egg.
It seems to fit perfectly. The egg seems to almost shiver just a little bit and then settles like it's pleased. And in this moment,
kind of sighs and relaxes.
You see, like, it's always kind of just reflected the light around in a way that's just, it's a little appealing. Like ice shine, like reflects light in a way that flickers. But the way it's flickering, it almost looks like a heartbeat.
Ooh. I think he was fucking waiting for me to get him cold. The poor guy was just like, I guess I'm just gonna be hot until you figure out my needs.
The ice drake wanted to be cold.
I knew that. I just didn't have anything conveniently at hand. I should have been red frosting him. Oh, I'm a monster. I'm a terrible mother.
Well, he looks comfortable now.
I'm a first-time mom, and this is my child.
You're not putting that in your bosom, right? That'll freeze
Yeah,
all the
no, I
rivets
was
off.
thinking about that. She is going to, like, wrap a scarf around it.
Okay.
So, like, the chain itself is insulating it in a cold way, but she can hold it comfortably if it's, you know,
Okay.
fabric. So that's what she's doing. She swaddles it, basically.
Okay. Please roll me a D100.
Okay. 18?
Do me a favor, somewhere on your notes, write down ice drag egg 48.
Ice drake egg. Drake egg 48.
And as we finish that, and you begin to make your way towards the tram station, that is where we will call it for tonight's session.
Woo! Packed in a lot of chores at the end, but it was very productive.
You did accomplish
And I'm
quite a bit.
rich!
You have a lot
Richer
of
than I
money.
was.
Yes.
Yes! I thought it was going to be much harder, much longer, much more expensive to enchant that chain, but I guess Ice Flux was probably the right choice.
If you had chosen something lesser material, the enchantment would have been much more expensive, but it all balances out with material.
Hey, as soon as you said it, I was like, well, that's obviously what I'm going to pick.
Thank you for playing with me tonight. I hope you had a good time. And to those of you who are at home or at work watching, hi Penn, hi class, hi Emily, hi Sal, hi everybody else. We love you all, and I wish you a good night.